is Tobias from Beek. I'm an open source contributor and maintainer, and that includes PHP Mess Detector. If you want to know more about me, you can see my website, because it's not interested for now. Almost everybody of you like to start with a greenfield project, to build something nice and beautiful, like this house that stands for a very long time. But sometimes we get a dirty project, or maybe even more than sometimes. And it isn't always because of the other colleague, the intern, an external contractor, but let's be honest, it's also because of ourselves. So, how did it happen? We did start with a very small, clean class like the shopping list. You can add items with an amount, and you can get the list. And then we add some validation to it, because we don't want a negative amount or an empty name. And we add option to remove items and to decide if you add the same project again if you want to update or override the amount. The next part is we update the get list function. I'll show it a little bit more. You see on the top we have the option to order it. We want to order the items in the list by the amount or by the name. Do we want to have the total number of projects? And maybe we have something to decide if we want to put the items in crates and use a config class for some more details about the packaging. And if you take the total class, it's still small, but it already gets a little bit messy. So, how are we going to prevent this? That's where PHP Mess Detector comes into play. You have two options to install it, like a dev dependency with Composer or the var file, just what you prefer. And if you run it, you have a couple of arguments. You have first the source files, the report format like text or JSON or whatever you want, and the rule sets. There are different rule sets built inside. And if you take all the default rule sets, you can see here the shopping list we created. You get some errors about the Boolean argument flag. Maybe it's not what we wanted. You can see some static access. I know some people prefer it, but it can be a little bit messy, else, like we see. And in the middle you see the cyclomatic complexity. That in fact say, this function is already more difficult than we maybe wanted. Now, what are the rules? We have different default rule sets, like you see here the clean code, code size rules, but also unused code. And if you click to the documentation, you can see for each rule set what are the rules built inside and what are the default values. But default rule sets are nice. Mostly you want something different. Then you can define your own rule set. You can include the existing rules. And like here, I include the existing rules as naming, but exclude the long variable rule. And on the bottom, I include it, but override the maximum amount of properties. And how are you thinking? With my existing project. Now, you can add the baseline, you generate it first, and you add it to your call, so all the existing errors, you see nothing about it, and you can start running it. And if you think my PHP version is not the latest, that's not a problem. We started with 5.3.9 till 8.2. And if that's still a problem, I think you have other problems. So, I will suggest you to add it to your CI, set it up and forget until you create some mess. And with that, you know what to do next Monday. Clean up your mess. If you have any questions about it, you can contact me or the community. Have fun.